Cape Ann is a Cape Cod-style community located in West Huntington Beach in the master plan community of Seagate. For those of you not familiar with a master plan community, it's essentially a larger community that has smaller communities within it. And the master plan community of Seagate has communities like Cape Ann, has communities like Bel Air, Greystone Keys, Crystal Air, as well as the Seagate homes. In addition to that, one thing about a master plan community that you might want to be aware of is typically there are two association fees. One for the master community itself, which covers the landscaping within the common area of the community, in addition to an HOA fee for the community itself, which covers the common area within that community, as well as any amenities within that community. Now, for those of you not familiar with where Cape Ann is actually located, it's located off a promenade, which you can get to off of Main Street or Gothard. And Cape Ann is located directly across the street from Peter Green Park. Now, Cape Ann was built in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and consists of 146 townhomes. Now, some of these townhomes are attached while others are detached and can vary from 2-story units to 3-story units, with floor plans ranging from a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with just over 1,300 square feet to a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with just over 1,700 square feet. Now, one thing to keep in mind about Cape Ann is there's no single level units. All the units have stairs. Now, earlier I mentioned that some of the units are 3-story units and there's others that are 2-story units. My understanding is that the 2-story units are the 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath models, whereas everything else is a 3-story unit. Now, one nice thing about Cape Ann is that all of the units have attached 2-car garages. You pull directly into your garage and are able to access your house through the garage, in addition to having interior laundry, as well as all of the units in the community having private balconies and or patios. Now, one thing important to note about Cape Ann is that the entire community, every house in the complex, falls under Huntington Beach's affordable housing program. Now, when I say this, sometimes people think I'm talking about Section 8 or low-income housing. It's not that at all. In fact, that couldn't be further from the truth. More of what it is its housing is for low to median income earning families. But Cape Ann itself is actually designated for moderate income families with income limits based on the family size. So the more family members you have, the more income you can actually make in order to qualify for the program. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about income qualifications because the income guidelines change all of the time. You can actually go to the city's website, which I'll put in the description below, where you can find out what the income guidelines are. But essentially, if you are a single person, the income limit is going to be lower than it would be if you were a family of 5. But with that said, if you make more than the income limits, then essentially you can't qualify to buy these homes. On top of that, not only do you have to meet the income limits, you also have to be approved by the city and be able to qualify for a mortgage through your lender. So it is an additional step in order to get qualified. But the really nice thing is, if you're able to qualify and actually find a home in the community, then it can end up being a really, really good deal. Now, in addition to the income restrictions, if you will, Huntington Beach also has some additional restrictions on the community, which limits how much you can actually sell the home for. And that's so that they can keep it for moderate income families. Now, here's the thing. I believe within the next 10 years or so, the inclusion within the affordable housing program is actually going to fall off. So this community will no longer be under that program, at which point you could sell the home for market value. But until that changes, when you go to sell your home, the price is dictated by the city. And while every year it will essentially go up in value, understand that the higher interest rates are, the less your home is actually going to sell for based on how they calculate that purchase price. So the lower interest rates are, that means the more affordable housing is, and in theory, you can sell the home for more money. So ultimately, if you're looking to sell the property, you want to sell it when rates are low versus when rates are on the higher side. But at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there at the moment. Some things to keep in mind about the program outside of the income limits is that it has to be a primary residence. It can't be an investor purchase. You can't buy it in all cash. They have certain restrictions, which you can find out about more in that link below. Now, when it comes to amenities within Cape Ann, there's a community swimming pool as well as a spa, tons of green belts throughout the community to be able to walk dogs, for the kids kids to run around, to play outside. In addition to, like I mentioned, having Peter Green Park directly across the street, which has a basketball court, a tennis court, a sand volleyball court. But with that, you are going to have the 2 association fees that I mentioned earlier in the video, the one for the master community as well as the one for Cape Ann itself. Now, when it comes to pros and cons, the pros are that you're able to get a really nice house in a nice area of Huntington Beach for a lot less than you would be able to otherwise, because these homes would sell for considerably more money if they didn't fall under the affordable housing program. But in addition to that, the location is a plus. It's close to restaurants, shopping, dining. You're a short bike ride to the beach, to downtown, Pacific City. So it really has a lot to offer. The cons, on the other hand, can be the parking. Parking can be very, very tough in the community. Qualifying to be able to buy in the community can also be something that is really, really tough. In addition to being able to actually find a unit in the community, a lot of times these units sell off market before anybody knows about them, because at the end of the day, the seller can't really put it on the market and achieve the best price possible. So therefore, a lot of times they know somebody looking to move in the community, therefore they sell without ever coming to market. But that said, when they do come to market, these properties get a lot of attention, and that can be a downside, especially in a competitive market. But if you have additional questions about Cape Ann, something I didn't address here, or maybe you're looking for a property in Cape Ann and want some more information, do me a favor, reach out to me directly. My contact information is in the description below, but maybe you have a question about a different community, want to know pros and cons of Huntington Beach, do me a favor and check out that video here.